Hello, everyone. Sergio here. So, welcome, everyone. I know we have some more audience members joining in. So, yes, feel free in the meantime while we get started. Yeah, we have the comment section open here on StreamYard, on YouTube. We're also broadcasting on Twitter. So, if you're in any of these platforms, let me know. And if you have any questions or comments, or tell us where you're, joining from, what you teach, and that way, I can steer this demo, this webinar towards helping you, like a specific language, a specific use case. So today we're going to be talking about the AI features at Speakable, specifically the AI Builder, more so than the others. But I mean, I am going to mention the other. I'm going to say there are three main AI components at Speakable. I'm going to be talking about them, but I'm going to focus mainly on how to use, or how the AI Builder works and how to use it and correctly, or how to take advantage of it and save lots of time. So the three main components that I'm going to mention are, well, number one, I'm going to briefly start with the way the AI works for grading, right? So when we create a speakable activity, how does it work when it comes to like the student's answer? How is the student answer graded, and what, let's say, parameters are there that the system takes into account to evaluate the students? Number two, that's going to be the bulk of it, how to use the AI Builder. So of course we can create activities manually, but we're going to focus on how to have the AI do it for us, or how can we direct the AI to do it. And finally, we're going to wrap up with the rubrics AI, because even though not everyone uses the rubrics, or let's say they have very specific use cases, there's still an AI that probably needs explanation, or it's worth going into. So, all right, I can see in the comments, welcome, hello, Annapolis, hello, Kathleen. Yeah, St. Mary's. I know we have a meeting soon, actually, to go over like the full on training with everyone very soon. So yes, welcome, welcome, welcome. I see more teachers joining. And again, if you're new, Speakable is a platform that will allow you to create activities that for your students to practice, like have a safe space to practice. And this is going to be, oral, written communication, whatever you want. And it's also going to be able to grade those assignments automatically for you, so that you can save some time. You can still have control over how the exercises are evaluated, when to assign them, if you want them in class or outside of class. Speakable can be used for both. So, all right, I think it's time we started. So let me share my screen first. I always miss I can't find my Speakable screens. Okay, present and Speakable. All right. So first, we're going to start with the AI, for grading. So how does it work? For that, let's create an activity. And before we delve into the AI creator, I'm going to start from scratch to show you. So, okay, when it comes to the type of cards that we have, okay, I'm skipping some steps here. So AI Builder webinar, I'm going to just add some cover here so that I can remember what I did later. I'm just going to add a chameleon. Why? Because our mascot is a chameleon. So I like this colorful one. So our mascot is a chameleon, so I'm going to use the chameleon here. You're going to be very familiar with a chameleon. Chatty is the name when we're done here. So let's create an activity first, because I want to show you how the AI works. So starting from the least use to the most use, the first is the multiple choice. Multiple choice basically has no AI component to it, right? You ask a question like, what is the capital of Bangladesh? Right? If you're teaching other subjects that are non-languages, you can also do this. You know what? Let me change the layout here. Okay, this is a bit better. Okay, what's the capital of Bangladesh? And I'm going to include incorrect answers like Bogota, which is where I'm from and where I'm coming to you. Okay, I can also add the correct answer, Dhaka. I don't remember if it's Dhaka. No, I think it's Dhaka. I'm not sure about the spelling. Let's add another one like Berlin. And let's add a final one like Washington, Washington, D.C. Okay, so clearly the answer is Dhaka. And in this case, there is no AI component. Like it's just what you ask, and you select the answer. So far, no AI. Okay, the next component is respond. Respond. No, let me start. Let me continue with repeat. The repeat function, I'm not going to say it contains AI per se, but there is some, I guess, some processing of the student's answer. Repeat cards are there for you to write an answer and then your students repeat it. So let's write parallelogram. Why? I have no idea. This was in my head. So let's just use it. Parallelogram. Okay, cool. So there you go. So in the way this works is doesn't there's no AI really involved here. There's just your computers or the students' computers voice recognition systems. So your student will say something, will say what you want them to say here in the repeat, and your computer or their computer will pick it up and transcribe it. As you can see it happening live. Parallelogram. Yep, see it happen there, and this is your computer telling Speakable what is you hearing. So the student's audio file for the repeat card is not stored. Actually, it's not even used. Right? The computer sends the transcription to Speakable, and that's what gets graded. Right? So in this case, processing, sure, but there is no AI per se. There is AI when we talk about the response card. So the response card is where you ask an open question. How are you? Right? It can be something simple like this to something really complicated for AP students, like what are the influences on this artist, and what is the importance of their work? Whatever. You can do that. So in this case, how are you? And this is where like the first AI is going to appear, which is the grading. Okay, so how are you? I'm going to answer here using this preview button. I am good, thank you. What about you? Right? So I'm going to save my answer, and this, like the system is going to take my answer, go through AI, understand what it is, and understand what it is in comparison with the context, right? And the context was the prompt. And of course, your response is clear and concise. It directly answers the teacher's prompt. Additionally, you engage the teacher by asking about their well-being, which is nice touch. Keep up the good work. So as you can see, this is not a cookie cutter response or feedback. This is really my answer, right? And as you can see, this is what we call the grammar insights. It correctly picks up the mistake. So what was the mistake? It should have been well. Adverb and adjective. Of course, we know that this is kind of permissive, but I mean, it is correct. I should have said, I am well. This is the adverb in this case. Okay, and I can click on the suggest response to see a perfected version of my answer. So it contains the correction, and it changes this to a little bit more sophisticated way. So all of this, the AI was involved. So the AI takes the student's answer, evaluates the grammar, evaluates its relevance and completeness compared to how complex the prompt was, and it provides feedback on it. So it does many things, right? Those are the things that the AI does. Of course, the more complex the question, the more the AI will do. In addition, if you turn on WIDA levels, the AI is also processing it and processing the answer so that it can give you a WIDA or ACTFL, depending on the language you're teaching, level estimation, right? And that's another, level. So let's extend this so that I can have more time. And I'm going to open with another question, possibly a more complicated question. Wait, where are you? Yes. Okay, so I'm going to ask, what is the main, I guess, economic activity in Peru, right? I'm going to ask this. So now it's a more complex answer. I'm giving it more time. So the AI has a lot more to do. And I remember I activated the WIDA level. So let's go ahead and try my answer. This is in English, right? Yes, I have it in English. Forgot for a second. Okay. You can set this up for whatever language, of course. The main economic activity of Peru is mining. They are a great source of copper, lithium, silver, and gold ore, which is then exported to many countries. Tourism is a big one too. since Machu Picchu attracts millions of visitors every year. Okay, so let's see if my answer was deemed acceptable. I suspect it will be, but I think I also picked up some mistakes here. There you go. They are great. Yeah, they. Not good. I picked it up as well, and based on how complex my answer was and the type of vocabulary I used, it gave me an expanding level WIDA, and there's a reason why. So, for example, mentioning my name tourism, they use varied sentence structures and link ideas across different topics. While the response demonstrates good fluency and coherence, there are some areas where the complexity in grammar and vocabulary could have been enhanced or could be enhanced. Thus, the student is between 4 and 5. But given the conservative approach, level 4 is the most appropriate assessment. So this is another thing that the AI is doing. If you select the estimate, it's going to take your student's answer and find where it sits in terms of the WIDA or ACTFL estimates. Anyway, that's kind of how it works. There's more to it than that, but I am going to show you more of this later, including the AI context, which is another one of the recent ones. But we are here for the AI builder mainly. So let's focus on the builder for a bit. So in order to open the builder, the AI builder, you can click on the plus icon here and click on Create with AI, or you can click on the magic wand here and you will open the chat with Chatty. Chatty is our mascot. We haven't decided if it's he, she, it. We don't know. I tend to call Chatty she, but it's fine. So Chatty is a chameleon that will help you create your activities. So if you have used other AI, I'm going to say interfaces, then you will feel right at home here. The way it works is you talk to Chatty and you tell Chatty what you need. Of course, this is a speakable assistant, so you can ask it straight away something like this. Hi, Chatty. I always say hello. Hi, Chatty. I need a speakable activity for beginner Spanish learners. I need them to practice with several verbs in the past, particularly irregular verbs. You can also add extra information like, please use the context of what they did last week. I can also add information of how many cards I want. So, for example, include let's include more. 5 repeat cards, 4 respond cards, both oral and written, and 3 multiple choice cards, right? I'm going to go with this prompt. I think this is pretty complete. But if your prompt was too vague, Chatty will ask you follow-up questions. So, for example, what if I forgot to mention that this was for Spanish learners? Okay, then, okay, cool, I can do that for you. Chatty will say, but what language is this for, right? Or if you neglected to mention the level, then okay, but what level is it, right? When it has a pretty good idea of what you want, it will sometimes give you like a preview like this. So certainly, Sergio, let's get started to ensure we are aligned with your objectives. Language, Spanish, yes. Level beginner, yes. Focus, irregular verbs in the past tense, yes. Context activities from last week. Perfect. That's what I want. And this is like a little rundown of the cards. Proposed activity structure, 5 repeat cards, so for some response cards and some multiple choice. Does this structure meet your needs? If so, let's proceed with creating the activity. I'm just going to confirm. Proceed. Yeah. And then Chatty is going to take that prompt or that information and is going to create the amount of cards that we say. You don't have to specify the amount of cards. If you simply say, I need an activity for this and this and this and that, Chatty will make a decision, right? Or sometimes Chatty will ask you, okay, how long do you want this activity to be, right? Or, for example, if you added more information like, hey, Chatty, this is for students who are, 7 years old. Because they're pretty young, then Chatty is going to automatically kind of, focus this on very basic vocabulary, child-related topics, so it's child-friendly, and it's going to just create a few. if you tell it this is for AP history exams, or whatever, then it's going to be a lot more thorough, and the prompts are going to be super complicated. So as you can see, it already did this for me. I can add them one by one, or I can add them all. But you know what? I'm going to select this too. I'm going to tell Chatty to create images alongside them. So I can see them here, and Chatty will also give me like a little preview of what it is. But I normally prefer to just watch them as cards instead of the preview. So I'm going to click on add all. And remember, we had 3 cards, and then magically after a couple seconds we have dozens. Right? At this point we have like 18. Did it save? Yes. Oh wait, I'm having issues. Maybe there's an update. Let me try again. Let me go back to the library. Back to the library and take the okay, here it is. Yeah. And yeah, the activities are there. It's just that it's I don't know why it's doing this. I think this is StreamYard. Give me 1 second. Let me try reloading the app. I can view the activity. I can edit it, but when it edits, it goes blank. I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe my browser, I need to clear cookies. 1 second. I can still view it. Yeah, it will open a new one. And this is what it creates. So I'm going to use this. So it's focusing now. These are the activities that it created. It focused on verbs in the past. Fui al parque, right? And I can test it myself. Fui al parque. There you go. It looks like I know my Spanish. I can tarea. Okay, this is one. I'm not going to do it. Puse la mesa. Okay, dije la verdad. Oh my God, this was intense. Describe una actividad que hiciste el lunes pasado. So describe an activity that you did last Monday. ¿Qué hiciste el fin de semana? What did you do last weekend? Write about a food you prepared last or cooked last weekend or last week. Write about a place that you visited, and so on. So all of the items or the components that I asked Chatty to add, Chatty added, right? Now I can still edit this, but I don't know what's going on. It's crashing on me. Okay, and I can still create. I can still edit on top. For example, this one about like dije la verdad, like I said the truth, and there was like an FBI image. Okay, this is one of those cases in which I'm going to edit what Chatty did. So I'm going to create another one to show you what other things you can do. Because you can always go back and forth between the editor and the content. So that picture that you didn't quite like, or that question that maybe you feel that was not super relevant, you can edit. But I'm going to show you something else you can do. So Chatty can create activities for you, but you can also upload files. For example, if you have, say, a PDF document or an Excel file or whatever with vocabulary lists, you can upload the file and tell Chatty, hey, Chatty, this is what I have to teach. Please create an activity on it. Or if you're feeling more creative, you can also use it as though this were, for example, ChatGPT, right? So I'm going to say, Chatty, please create a short text about, and then, for example, whatever you're doing. I'm going to use art because a teacher gave me this idea earlier today, so I'm going to use this about impressionist art. Yes. So I'm not telling Chatty to create an activity from the beginning. I'm telling Chatty to create something that I'm going to use about it. So, okay, cool. Now that I have the text about the impressionist art, and now I can tell Chatty, hi, Chatty, or thank you. Now, please create 3 multiple choice questions and 3 respond questions about that text you wrote. Yes. So you can tell it specifically to create an entire activity or to create some specific cards based on a specific content. And this is a lot because it's, of course, much clear cut, right? It's there. This is my prompt now, and I'm telling I want an activity created based on that thing that you did or that thing that I uploaded. So there you go. I'm going to again add with images and add them all. And now I can check what Chatty did based on this text, right? And you could also take this text and copy it, right? I'm going to do just that, and then check the cards. Okay, which country did Impressionist art originate from? And there's a flag. For example, this is one of those cases where I feel the flag would. I don't think it's a good idea, right? Because the correct answer is France. It says it right here, right? But it gives me, the flag of a country that is not even listed. So this is one of those cases. Okay, thank you, Chatty, but no, thank you. I'm going to create my own. So I'm going to add an image, and I'm going to add Impressionist art, right? So instead of focusing on the art, in this case, Chatty focused on the country part, which I didn't want. So that can happen. We're refining this algorithm, but for now, if you feel that maybe a picture doesn't go, you can just delete it and add your own. For example, take a look at this. Focus. What was a key focus of Impressionist artists? This is another one of those cases. The correct answer is capturing light and not detailed realism, abstract forms, or religious themes, but it's focused on the word focus instead of the Impressionist. So this is another one. I'm going to click on the 6 dots, delete, and I'm going to add my own, right? So Chatty will give you a very good skeleton of a Monet. Let's write Monet. A very good skeleton of an activity, but then it's up to you to really tweak it so that it is what you want. The simpler the topic, the better, right? Because if you say, Chatty, I want an activity with the animals, and of course the repeat cards are like the elephant, the giraffe, the whatever, then it is, of course, it's Chatty will not make a mistake there. It will find the correct image: an elephant, a giraffe, a hyena, or whatever. Okay, I'm going back and forth between StreamYard and Speakable, and you can see Kathleen. You cannot see what I'm reading. Maybe this was 4 minutes ago, but can you see this now? Like for some reason, my screen was going blank. I think I have to clear my cache here. But can you see my screen all right? I can see it in the preview, but I'm not sure if someone's having issues with what I'm displaying. Okay, perfect. All right, let me go back to Speakable then. So again, Chatty created an activity for me. I loved it actually, but I can still, there's still some finessing to do, right? So who was not a famous, this was a good one. I like this image. So in this case, I think Chatty nailed it. And who was not a famous Impressionist artist? Yes, because everyone is Impressionist. This guy is Expressionist. Okay, and let's see the response cards. So the response. So name 2 famous Impressionist artists mentioned in the text. Cool. This is exactly what I wanted, and it shows me some artists. Describe one characteristic technique of Impressionist painting, and it's showing me photography. Well, because it's taking technique as an art, but it didn't choose the one that's correct. So again, I'm going to select another one here. I'm probably going to use the correct image, which is just going to be oil painting, and no, a better oil paint. And maybe, oil paint set, but I want one. There you go. This one is perfect. Okay, so I'm going to use this one that is a little bit better for this type of question. Anyway, so you can still tweak it and go back and forth. But remember that this question refers to the text. And Chatty and I know the text because Chatty has it here, right? But I haven't displayed it for my students. So one way I can do this is I can go back to the first one, and I'm going to click on plus, but I'm going to create a media page, and I'm going to add the text there, right? I'm going to move it up, and now my activity can start with this text, and every single question after that is going to be about that painting, but about the text story. But remember, that text came from Chatty. I didn't have to write it. I didn't have to paste it. Chatty did it for me. I can make this prettier by, again, adding a video, for example. Yes, a video here. And Impressionism. And I'm going to add Impressionism. And, I have seen this video, actually, and I think it's fantastic. Okay, so you can add the video, and Chatty did everything for you. Okay, but there's another AI that I mentioned, but I didn't show you, which is okay, I added this video, right? Let me create another card manually. I'm going to go to the last one, and I'm going to go with plus and respond. And I'm going to ask, what is the main idea of this video? But Sergio, you might ask, what video? There's no video here. Well, you can attach it. So you can click on AI context and attach other context because there's nothing here. And you can look for the video. I'm going to add attach context. And it's going to read the text that I have there and the video. And it's going to understand. It's going to generate an understanding of the information that I attached. And I can use that information as a core part of the prompt. So that's another AI that we have. So now if I hover over here, it's like, okay, Impressionist art emerges, that's a text. If I scroll down, the video Impressionism in 8 Minutes by Curious Muse discusses how Impressionism transformed 19th century art by moving away from traditional themes to blah, 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 blah. Yeah. So Speakable understands what is in the video. So if you then send this to your students, if they watch the video, they will of course be able to respond. But what if they didn't watch the video? Let me show you what happens if they don't. So Speakable knows the video, and we are asking about the video. So let me respond something that has nothing to do. The video is about the different vanguards of modern art, like, for example, realism and expressionism and its main proponents. Okay, so my answer was close, right? Because I am talking about the 19th century art, but I am talking about completely different vanguards or completely different currents. And it correctly identified that, right? So your response touches on modern art and mentions different movements, but it doesn't accurately reflect the main idea of the video, which specifically focuses on Impressionism and its impact on art. Make sure to align your answer with the specific topic presented in the video. Oh, it caught me. I didn't get away with it, right? So if you're planning on using like Speakable for comprehension, for example, the AI can help you with this. Remember, the AI created the text, the AI is grading this, and the AI helped you build it, right? So I didn't get away with it. This is clearly not the correct answer, and it shows, right? So, okay, what can you do with the builder, right? And what can't you do with the builder? You can create activities from scratch. You can create activities, or you can create parts of activities, just create a bunch of cards, but then I create the rest. You can do that. You can create content from which you can base activities off of, right? For example, this is one. You can tell Chatty to, you can go crazy with Chatty. For example, let me try another thing that I haven't tested. We're going to test it live. Chatty, please create cards where students have to select the correct word that rhymes. Yes, I'm just trying to push the limits of Chatty here, and I'm trying to focus on something else that's not necessarily grammar or factual knowledge like this about art. But let's see, I'm going to add them with images, and I'm going to add all. And this is just something that I thought right now. I haven't really tested this. Let's see if this works. Did I click on at all? I think I didn't. And we're going to see if this is something we can do. So anyway, anything you can interact with Chatty, like tell Chatty what you want. You can upload documents to Chatty and see what the resulting Speakable activity is. You can link. You can tell Chatty to create images that go with the content in those cards. Little parenthesis in that. Well, remember to double check. This I was telling some teachers this before, but this is something that it can happen. For example, once I was trying to test some activities, and I was using famous quotes from different famous people, and one of them was like, "Make love, not war." And instead of choosing like the typical peace hippie movement kind of image that I was expecting it to, it focused on the wrong word of that sentence, meaning it shows war. So the image was like a very grim battlefield. And it's like, oh, okay, no, Chatty, this is not what I needed here. So always double check the images that are included automatically if you decide to do that. because just like we saw before, like it can, I'm going to say, latch onto one of the words, but that word might not be the best word for the job, right? We saw this when we went with the with the question about the technique, and instead of choosing paint techniques, there was a camera there. So okay, not the best picture there, but it will get you close. Now, I'm going back in StreamYard and I see a question by Raquel. Welcome, Raquel. And does it work with a video in Spanish? Yes, absolutely. So my language is set here. My language is set to, where is it? Here. My language is set to English, both in the activity and in the platform, but I can do this in other languages for sure. So you will still, I mean, when you attach the context and you see the content here, like for example, this video is about impressionist, blah, blah, blah. You can add a video in Spanish, but you will still see like the analysis in English if that is the language that you are interacting with Speakable, right? Speakable with. So you will see the transcript in Spanish here, but Speakable knows that the video is in Spanish. So of course, this can be applied to a class in Spanish. The video is in Spanish, the questions are in Spanish. The AI context is displayed to you in English, but it knows that the questions are in Spanish. You know what? I can even take this video in English and ask questions in a different language about the video. So yeah, sure, this video was in English, but I can, I can say, what's the main idea of this video? Answer in French. Yes, and I can change this to French here. So if I don't do this, it's going to stick to English, but I can quickly change the language of any card. I can theoretically have a multi-language activity. And what's the meaning of this video? The video was in English, but the students are required to do it in French. So you can do that. If you want to experiment between languages, you can. For example, this is not a super common thing, but some teachers like to add, for example, it's not necessarily a Spanish class, but a class about Spanish. So for example, there's something that can happen in higher levels where you're discussing the intricacies of the language. So you could theoretically like have the subject be Spanish, but have everything be in English, or the opposite. For example, I don't know, you're teaching the intricacies of gender in Spanish, but you can discuss this in English. It's like, okay, if everything is set up to English, then you can ask the student, okay, what are, let's say, the difficulties associated with having genders in nouns as opposed to English that doesn't have them? And the students can go like, oh, I think that Spanish is very interesting because this and this and that. It's complex because sometimes I can't remember that this and this and that. So you can theoretically do that. And the same thing goes with video, with the media that you attach. The same thing goes with images. If you attach an image and say, hey, describe the image, and you see the description is in English for you because you're the teacher, but you're a Spanish teacher, of course, the description that the students will provide is expected to be in Spanish, right? So yeah, you can do all of these here. So okay, what can't Speakable AI do? What can't Chatty do? It will not do the thing with the video automatically. So when I added the video and I asked a question about that video, so Speakable will not do that for you, at least for now. We're planning on expanding the Chatty features for later this year. But for now, if you want Chatty to, out of its own volition, come up with a YouTube video and add it and ask questions about it, this is not a feature you can do. You can ask it to create the content like we did here with the impressionist art, but it cannot do that with multimedia for now. So it will find the images for you, like in this situation where it found the images, but it will not do the AI context thing with video. So if you want to create activities that are linked to a specific media, then I recommend that you do those manually. What else cannot Chatty do? Chatty will not be able to read your mind, right? So if you want an activity, tell Chatty what you want, right? If you are very vague with your prompts, then Chatty is going to probably not do a good job, right? So yes, Kathleen, that's exactly what I'm saying. So Chatty can find the images and attach the images to, let's say, varying degrees of success, as we saw here. But in general, it will do a good job, especially with beginner students. But it will not choose the video for you. If you want to create activities that are linked to video, then you have to do that. And of course, I can show you how I did that. I just created a question. Let me create another one. Respond, and I'm going to go with describe the person in the picture, right? And I can go ahead and add an image or a video. And let me change. Describe the. Okay, no. Let me do it about a video because your question was about video. So I can say, I don't know, what is the what is the main inspiration for impressionist artists based on the video, right? And okay, there's no video here. Let me remove this panel. There's no video here yet. So the way I did this is, and again, Chatty cannot do this for you. You have to do this if you want to create a video related activity. Click on AI context and attach other context, or if you have it there, then there. Select the page where you have the video and attach it, and it's going to do it. Now, here is a top tip, I guess a pro move. If you are planning on creating an activity with one video, but multiple questions about that video, then what I recommend is saying, instead of creating activities one by one, create one, have the context be attached, and copy the card. And then you just have to change the prompt in the second one. Who are the main impressionist artists? Who are the main impressionist artists? There you go. That's it. So I have two different questions, for both of which the AI context has been attached. But I didn't have to attach the video again manually. I simply copied the card, and now the AI context is already included into that card. And I can ask a third question about the video. What country did the Impressionist movement originate? There you go. Now I have three different questions about the same video, and it took me, like 7 seconds to create those. So anyway, so going back to the AI builder, you can create content for an activity. You can create the activity itself. You can create individual cards, like in this case. You can tell it to correct it. For example, if Chatty gave you an option, it's like, oh, you know what? I didn't like those. Please adjust them in this and this way. You can do it. Yeah, so that's another way you can use the Chatty builder. Okay, basic tips and tricks aside from the pro tip I just gave you, like copying the different cards, is use Chatty as a good starting point. Yeah, so don't do what I did here. I started with manual creation, and then I moved to the AI. I think the AI is a very good way to create the skeleton of your activity. Of course, depending on how complex you want it. If you want activities for beginner students, then just tell Chatty, hey, Chatty, I want an activity for this age student. This is the topic. This is the language. This is the approach I want. Chatty will take it from there. It will select the correct images, and you'll be good, right? Of course, then you can make sure that the images are correct, that the images are relevant, or that they don't spoil the answer. Because what if the the question is like, what animal is the inspiration for whatever, and then the picture of that animal is in the picture is displayed, then probably thank you, Chatty, but that will spoil the answer for me. So yeah, just double check what Chatty did. That's a good recommendation. And you can take it from there. If you want something much more complicated, like adding video to your cards, or tweaking the pictures, or adding rubrics, which is my next topic, then you do it manually, right? But of course, you can work on top of what Chatty did. And remember that you can go back and forth. You can tell Chatty what you want, go back to manual creation, go back to Chatty until you have, like the sweet spot, the perfect activity for you. And of course, until you get the hang of it, because just like any other software, the more you use it, the more you're going to, you will know the ins and outs, and what works well, what doesn't work that well, what Chatty does best, what Chatty still needs some extra oomph. So you can do those things. But I have mentioned the third type of AI that I haven't mentioned before, and that is, there is another AI creator assistant within the creator, right? So let me show you that. Let me go back to this layout. And I'm going to go to this one, right? So yeah, this video is fine. This question I think is good for this. So so far we haven't tweaked the feedback. I showed you the actual level for another one. Wait, is this in Spanish? No, this is in French. I need this to be in English again. I'm going to remove this part. Answer in French. No, I don't want it in French. Okay. So now, yeah, it's WIDA. I'm going to turn that on. But let's say you have seen so far only one grading mode, which is what we call the simple pass fail. So in the simple pass fail, it's a binary thing. So the student will be a one or a zero. The student passed or the student didn't pass. Simple. But you can define that, right? So in this case, you can see the definition here. The student response is clear and concise and answers the teacher's prompt. Grammar errors aren't sufficient to detract the overall meaning of the response. So this is the definition of what would give the student a passing score. But you can define it. You can keep tweaking it. So you can define it like the student's answer needs to be at least 90 words long. For example, if you want to make sure that your students don't get away with short answers, which in many cases they can, right? Then you can add that criteria to the simple pass fail, right? That's another way you can tune the AI to do what you want it to do, right? Or what if your students are true beginners and you don't want this component? You can remove it, So grammar errors are forgivable. You can just remove the grammar part. And now your students will answer the question, but if they have many mistakes, they will not be giving a fail score. So let's say they can have the mistakes and the mistakes will be corrected. They will see the correct version. They will see the suggested answer, but those mistakes will not be factored in the score, meaning that even if the student if the student answer contains lots of mistakes, they will not give them a failing score. What will give them a failing score? Well, if the answer is not clear, concise, and if it doesn't answer the prompt, right? So you can tweak the features here, but you can go even further. So what if you don't want this to be a binary pass-fail system? Then you can go and add rubrics. So you can click on pass-fail and change this to rubrics. And by default, this is going to be selected. This is the standard word language rubric by Speakable. And in order to understand what it is, you can click on it. And as you can see, it's not now a 1 or 0, like it's not a binary thing. It's a total of 6 points. Yeah. And you can define what makes it a passing score. But you can see the different levels in the different fields. So the different fields, grammar, relevance, and completeness are going to be evaluated with a range from 0 points to 2 points. Where 2 points here, let's see, grammatically correct or contains minor errors that do not affect understanding. So another way you can do this, okay, now we don't have 1 0, but we have 6 points, but you can have it be more. So I'm going to add another one. It's going to be labeled master, and it's going to be the student's answer contains no mistakes whatsoever. There you go. Now you added another one, and now this is 7 points. So now it's going to be a maximum of 7 points achievable by this rubric, right? But you can do more. So let's select another one from the library. These are some of the ones I created, but there are some that are available. For example, WIDA. Take a look at this one. What if I want to use the WIDA not only as an estimate, but I want to use the WIDA standards and levels of proficiency in these different fields as my score. So as you can see now, the total is 18 points, and each field is going to give a maximum of 6 points. So that's why it's 18, 3 times 6. So this is yet another level of detail you can get into. But wait, there is more. So what if you're not happy with any of the rubrics that are provided by default, or you don't want to edit the ones that are created here? You can create your own from scratch and enter another AI. So click on create a new rubric, and you are going to tell the AI what you want. For example, I'm going to say, I need a rubric that evaluates a student's ability to recite poems that rhyme. Sticking to the rhyming theme here, that rhyme. Yes, and I can do this. I can be as vague as I want, and I will generate it. Right. I can still tune it later, like if I want more detail. But for now, I can tell the AI what I want, and Speakable will create a rubric that based on my prompt. So let's see what it spit out. So it's 6 points total. Rhyme accuracy, accuracy with which the student recites the rhyming words in the poem. Rhythm and flow, how well the student maintains the rhythm and flow of the poem. And expression and emotion, the level of expression and emotion that the student conveys while reciting the poem. But you know what? I think this is insufficient. I can say, I can tell the AI to refine it. For example, add another criteria uh, that checks if the student's poem is original, right? So for example, if I want the students to create their own poems, and then I'm going to add another field that is going to check that the students are not copying it. They're just not copy pasting or reading of something that they found in the internet. So the originality and creativity of the student's poem. There you go. Now, because of that addition, now my rubric has 8 points. Yes, and again, I can take this manually. I added this field with the AI, but I can add it manually. I can add another one that is called whatever, and I can define the points that it awards, and I can remove the ones that I don't like, right? And you can do whatever. So this is another level of AI. So when to use this AI for rubrics? That is when you want to create your own. And when will you want to create your own rubric? If you want to check and evaluate something specific. For example, I can show you here. I have rubrics created that are for, say, specific tenses. For example, this one is in French, passé composé. So this one will particularly check the precision, quantity of passé composé verbs used. This one is for irregular verbs. This one is in Spanish about the pretérito imperfecto. This is about the reflexive verbs in Spanish, and these are the fields that are going to be evaluated: context, conjugation, and understanding. This is one about songs. I teach German. I always come up with this. I teach German, and in German there is a quirk. I'm not sure if there are any German teachers around in this webinar here, but there are two main past tenses in German, but one of them is only written and the other one is only spoken, right? So normally students learn the spoken one first and then they learn the written one. So I wanted to make sure that my students would not get away with the oral one. So I created this one so that only preteritum form verbs would be acceptable, right? So no perfect forms would be acceptable, or it will be like zoomed in the student's response. So, oh, I noticed that you didn't that you used these verbs in the perfect form and not the preteritum form, which was the one that was suggested, right? So if you want something super specific like that, explore the rubrics AI. If you only want your students to speak correctly with correct grammar, good vocabulary, then the rubrics or the standard rubric will be fine, but also the simple pass fail will be good for you as well. So I guess this is more a feature for the curious, right? If you want to really take full control over what goes into the student's grade, and if you want Speakable to be an extension of the way you grade, what you prioritize, what you think are the main things to look for, Speakable will be an extension of that. So just define the rubric the way you like it, and you can do that. Now you can do this here. Like any rubric that you create is going to be saved, and then you can access it again in your library. That's why I have so many, because I created many. I have experimented with this, so I have many rubrics. That's why there's an overwhelming amount of rubrics. Kathleen, I agree. I need to clean this up a bit. I'm going to delete some of them. Some of there's some that are redundant. I know that there's like several for that I have about ACTFL, for example, that I need to take a look at this. 3 ACTFL ones. I don't need them. So yeah. when you find the right rubric for your activity, then you can apply to this card, apply to all cards in the activity. Or if you found your magic recipe, as I said before, the extension of yourself, the way you grade, then you can set it as your default and just use it everywhere, right? So that's something else you can do. So I guess we spoke about four main AI types. Number one, the AI that grades students. Number two, the AI creator here, Chatty. Number three, the AI context in the case of media that's attached. And number four, the rubric AI. So yeah, I think I lied. I said three AIs, but I really spoke about four different types of AI assistants here. So yeah, that's pretty much what I have for you today. But I know that this is an overwhelming amount of information. So I wanted to extend the floor to the audience and tell me, do you have any questions? Is there a particular problem that you think that Speakable can help you solve? Is there some, like, the usage of a specific feature that was not super clear? I can go back to it. So yeah, the floor is yours, audience. I know we have audience in in StreamYard, in Twitter, and on YouTube. So wherever you want to, you can type in your comment, and I will see it. It's all you joined into StreamYard. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions or something else that you'd like to have a zoom in. Okay, Raquel, thank you. I have to go. I'll watch the rest on YouTube. Yeah, no worries. We have finished. But if there's some questions, then yeah, you can watch the final minutes of this where I solve them. Thank you for your participation, Raquel. And yeah, let me know if you need to if you want to use Speakable. By the way, this is an invitation for everyone. If you are already a user, then okay, you know what I'm talking about. But if you are new to Speakable, then let me know if you're interested in a pilot program. So I mean, there are some schools right now that are testing this to see if this is what they need to, if it fits their needs. If you among the audience are interested in a pilot, let me know here in the comments. That way I can arrange everything so that we can get something started with your level, department level, district level. You let me know. And because of course some of the features that I explained today, like for example the rubrics, are organization level features, which is like the highest tier. And of course, this is a paid feature. Some of the ones I mentioned are free. So, like for example, the AI creator is free and anyone can use it. And yes, Kathleen, I know this is a lot of information, and I think I don't do a good job here because I speak too fast sometimes. But there's a lot to cover, so I wanted to make sure I didn't miss or skip an important topic. Yes, and yeah, Kathleen, in your case, we have a meeting set up for. Let me check my calendar, but it's for very soon. Where we can go over these features. I think it's for next Tuesday. So next Tuesday we are going to talk about this again, and we're going to zoom in into some of the features. And the 17th, yes, that's correct. 17th. Correct. So yeah, we're going to zoom in. We're going to have another go at this. We're going to talk about the AI creators, probably to like less. We have talked about like AI features for 1 hour. We're going to be talking about more in a more holistic way about Speakable. But yes, let me know if you have other questions, comments. Are you curious to try it? If you haven't, if you have tried it, have you found any difficulties? Have you found, I don't know, that it solves a problem? Have you found, I don't know, this is one of those things that it's always good to experiment. So before you assign it to your students, test it yourself. Make sure that Chatty's doing the right thing. Make sure that the rubric is indeed what you I guess is as strict as you want it, and you can fine tune it from there, knowing your students. I mean, there's a lot of tweaking and customizing if you feel like it. If you don't, if you're not the tinkering type, then Speakable can do things right out of the gate. We only the prompt, and Speakable will do the rest. But if you're a tinkerer, yeah, you have the flexibility to do things as simply or as complicated as you want it. So yeah, any questions? I don't see any more questions besides Kathleen and Raquel. Let me check. All right, then, yeah, that would be it for today. And this is going to be okay. Remember, if you need a pilot, let me know, and also let us know in the page. Like we have a little form for this. If you're interested in taking a pilot program, or if you're already a user, let us know how things are going. Number two, we have more of these webinars prepared. So we're going to have the banner up in the website and the app for the invitation. But just for you to know, today, well, it was the AI creator. Number two, tomorrow is going to be we're going to focus on Speakable for creativity. So if you're leading, for example, I don't know, literature modules, creative writing, public speaking, even, then Speakable can be a good tool for this. Tomorrow is going to be creativity on Speakable, or how to make activities that for creativity. And we're going to mention rubrics as well tomorrow. So if the rubrics were not clear, we're going to talk about them again tomorrow. And on Friday, we're going to focus on the Teacher Pro plan, which is the individual teacher plan, not an organization level, but the Teacher Pro, what it has and what it doesn't have, and how to get the most out of it. So anyway, Thursday, Friday, also some webinars. Also, we're going to be having webinars every week for a good month for now, while teachers are still beginning the school year, and they're still preparing and planning lessons. Austin here has added the link for the registration for for tomorrow's webinar. So feel free to join. It's going to be at the same time as today. So yeah, well, you're welcome to join. Something I'm missing? I think that's it for today. Yeah, stay tuned for more webinars in the following weeks. And yeah, thank you very much for your attendance. Oh yes, I have a question. Have I missed a schedule of these Friday? Can I not? I can not attend to receive videos from afterwards. Hair appointment tomorrow. Yes, you can. So if you register, you can still get the video afterwards. So if you miss it, I can also link you up to our YouTube channel, where all the webinars are uploaded. So far we have had 2 weeks, well, 3 weeks if we count Speakable Week webinars. So all of those are going to be uploaded to our YouTube channel. So if you miss one or something, then you can access them. If you're interested, last week we did webinars on how to create activities for comprehension, listening and reading comprehension. Another one for fluency activities. This week we also had for younger audiences, another one about, oh my God, there have been so many. But yes, all of them are available on YouTube. So if you're interested in a specific feature, feel free to watch them, or let me know, and we can hop on a one-on-one and go over those features in detail in the context that you need it for your students. So thanks again. Austin here in the chat is adding the links for the registrations for the webinars for this week, and also our YouTube channel, where you can find the videos for all the webinars we have filmed so far, and we will be recording in the following weeks. So anyway, thank you very much for your attendance, your attention, and your participation. And I hope to see you tomorrow and on Friday. If not, then you will see me in the video. And yeah, let me know. Experiment with Speakable, and if there's something that you need from us, if you need any help setting something up, let us know. I'll be there. Have a good one.